Now, in this video, let's explain to you weighting to go more in depth about how weighting works and uh, hybrid modifiers, and also um, the ID of a modifier, because that is very important. Let's just select body armor. This is Path of Exile. You go to calculator. Now, um, let's just open the calculator to explain it to you real quick. Basically, every modifier right here has a weighting. If you manipulate this item level, for example, if my item level it's below 86, this modifier right here will not show, and the weighting here at the bottom will change. By default, because this is maximum item level by default, the total weighting it's going to be 45,000. Um, so 45,500 divided by the weighting of 1,000. So 1,000 divided by 45, it will give me the chance of this. So uh, 0, basically 2%, because 1 is going to be 100. Now if you multiply this by 100, it's going to give me the chance of 2.1978, basically what you see here. This is the weighting. If you manipulate the item level, for example, you put 85 item level. Now you see it removed a few modifiers, and here in the brackets it will say uh, which tires of the item. So the best tire was removed, and which item level it appears, and it says at item level 86, and also here it says the weighting in the brackets. If you go to 86, it will also give you the weighting will be 1300 instead of right now being uh, 13,000 instead of 12,000 that is right now. So manipulating item level will change the weighting. In the previous video I explained tags and show you how blocking some modifiers will also change the weighting, but now I want to explain it even further and also go into details about hybrid modifiers. So for example, this modifier right here, this is called a hybrid modifier. Um, Basically, there are two modifiers, but they are counted as one prefix or as one suffix, depends on what you get. For example, this one right here, there are multiple lines of text, but it's still one modifier only. These are called hybrid modifiers in PoE. And now let's go over tags. For example, I mean not tags. Let's just call them ID, because I don't know how to call them. But these IDs right here, every modifier has an ID. What this means, there are different modifiers, but they can only there can be present on an item only one of these modifier at a time. Um, for example, uh, hold on. So um, let's recap. Every modifier right here, it has an ID. Uh, these IDs, they differ from modifier to modifier, but some modifiers will have the same ID. What this means is when you see a modifier that has the same ID, there are multiple modifiers, but they all share the same ID. It means that they cannot appear only one of those modifiers can appear at a time on an item. For example, if my item has this modifier, no matter what I do, I cannot have both of these modifiers because they all share the same ID. Um, when it's useful, it's when you are using weld modifiers, because some weld modifiers, for example, this one right here, you cannot have on an item these weld modifiers, 31 strength and dexterity, and also 31 strength and intelligence. It's just simply not possible. So you have to pay attention to these IDs right here. Most of the time, it's not going to be an issue, and you're kind of going to know them usually just from playing the game and from using Path of Exile. But for a beginner, for someone that is new to crafting, you have to understand that if a modifier has the same number right here that you see on Path of Exile, if more modifiers have the same number, only one of them can be present on an item. Even if you have empty prefixes or suffixes that normally would allow that modifier to appear because they have this same ID right here, they belong in the same group, and only one of them can be present at one time. Um, that was pretty much about all I had to say about weightings. Once again, if you manipulate the item level, some modifiers will disappear completely. Um, if, for example, I would put an item level of 1, for example, the only modifiers that can appear are this one right here, and the outcome would be exactly the same as I showed in video 5 with the one example, where I don't have to target this modifier specifically. I can just block other modifiers from appearing, um, and thus that will increase our chances. So for example, my chance of hitting maximum life right here obviously is going to be a lower tier, but this is just an example. It's going to be 33% simply because I removed all the other modifiers from appearing. As you can see, the total weighting is 3000. That's all I had to say for this video. Um, it's not something complicated, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you that are just starting with crafting and are new to the game are not aware of these things. Um, anyway, that was for the 6th video.